And I can let you guys in on a little secret. The main reason why Clem is playing tonight is because I actually had a plan. Sorry, my camera is derpy. I had a plan. Since Clem DM'd me a couple weeks ago and he said he would love to play with his Zerg once in the Big Brain Bouts against Psionic. He said, I think it would be a fun first round match. I was like, alright, I didn't think about it, but if you want to play Psionic with your Zerg, I think that could be fun. But unfortunately, Psionic couldn't play today, and then I was already talking to Clem, and Clem said, I'm down to play whoever though, if you have anything else for me. I was like, well, I already have a main event, and that is Pig versus Cats, and that needs to be the last match, because Pig is in Australia. But I was like, if you want, you can obviously play against someone else in the co-main. And he said, sure, I'm down to play whoever. And he said, all right. And then I did a little bit of thinking, and I was like, who could I make happy with playing a best of 5 against Clem? And I came up with SKillous. And I asked SKillous, and SKillous said, I can play, but it will probably be another 0-3. And I was like, oh, come on, Nikita, where's the fighting spirit? But what is actually very brutal, now Clem is obviously not playing Zerg against SKillous. That was only against Psionic. He's playing Terran today. SKillous has defeated Clem before. We've seen it in weeklies. We know that SKillous sometimes can play absolutely amazing PvT. And of course, it is safe to say that you need to truly be on top of your game. You need to play your A+ game if you want to have a chance in defeating Clem in PvT. But SKillous, guys, out of everyone out there, has the worst record in the Big Brain Bouts. I know it's hard to be here every single Friday or necessarily stay up to date with all the results of every Big Brain Bouts. But SKillous is 0-5 on Friday nights. Now, in SKillous' defense, he had very difficult opponents. He lost against Lambo twice. He lost against Spirit. He lost against ShoWTime. And who is the other guy that he lost to? I need to cheat quickly. Well, not really cheat. I wrote it down. So SKillous has played Lambo, ShoWTime, Spirit. Oh yeah, and Elaser. He was up 2-0 against Elaser as well. That was so sad. So poor SKillous is 0-5 in the Big Brain Bouts. And after going 0-5 in 5 best of 5s, he's got Clem here tonight. I think it's safe to say that I'm not doing my Protoss brother any favors. But hey, let's see if it's going to be an awesome series. Co-main event of the evening. Let's get it on.
Let's get it on.
Round 1. Fight!
In the top left side of Grass 1, we are looking at the main base of the man who's got a pretty good record on the Friday nights. We know that he took down Reynor. He took down Reynor in random versus random or reverse race it was. He took down MaxPax once in the Big Brain Bouts. Did lose against Serral 0-3, but no shame in that. But more often than not, this man comes out victorious. He wanted to play some ZVP versus Psionic. He ends up playing TVP versus SKillous. This is the one and only Liquid Clem.
Liquid Clem.
Of course, we need Jonah for that one. In the bottom right side of Grass 1, we are looking at the main base of the man who's got the worst record out of everyone that has participated in the Big Brain Bouts. But there is no shame in that. I've obviously given him very, very difficult opponents. Can he, perhaps against all odds, get a big W on the board today and walk away with $100? This is Team Liquid SKillous. Lino in the chat is saying that Clem was playing Counter-Strike with Coco earlier. Maybe he's now too exhausted and Nikita can ship it. I'm pretty sure Clem can play Counter-Strike with Coco before the finals of the DreamHack Masters Europe Regionals and still defeat Serral. Yeah, actually good call there, mate. This is like the first time in forever that we can see Nikita using a normal Nexus skin. No longer rocking the Brood War Nexus. Reaper is gonna draw first blood as it gets the probe immediately.
First blood.
Clem's opening, very safe on the other side of the map, going for the bunker. And SKillous is gonna open things up with the Stargate. Nikita is honestly not very loyal to either Stargate or Twilight. He just kind of goes through phases and back and forth. You rarely see him do a proxy gateway early or 3 gateway as an opening or a robo. But Starlight Twinkle tomorrow, guys, in the WTL. Twilight and Stargate are 2 openings that he's very fond of. We have an Adept on the other side of the map, trying to get a good scout off. How much does he see? Well, he sees enough. He sees the starport being built, so that's nice. Do you play any Counter-Strike, Trigger? Is Roddy casting WTL tomorrow? Yeah, maybe. I haven't quite made up my mind yet. What time is the sprint race, guys? Of Azerbaijan? If I know what time the sprint race is, then I can see what I do. I think Steadfast is also casting it, so I don't think I'm really forced. But we'll see. Reaper is gonna get a good scout off in the main base of Nikita. And Clem will now know that he's going up against the Phoenix opening. Phoenix is forced to use the lift. Now please don't lose that probe. Whatever you do, no, don't send your... Oh my god, and of course, Clem gets it. So SKillous uses a lift to save the probe. Still ends up losing the probe. A little bit sloppy on the side of Nikita. Clem is already moving out now, and the Phoenixes have not scouted this at all. SKillous is going for a very economic build. 3 bases of just Phoenix Gateway. This is the first time he's going to see it, and he's actually missing it, guys. I said it's the first time that he's going to see it, but he doesn't see it yet. I feel like game 1 could be a straight up disaster here. At this point, SKillous needs to know, right? If 3 Phoenixes can fly in like this and kill a couple of SCVs, this must mean that you're getting attacked, mate. But by the time that he's getting attacked, I'm afraid it's already too late. Cyclone gets the lock-on on the Stalker. Shield battery was forced to be cancelled. Stalker dies. Phoenix flies into the Terran army and dies too. It's a nightmare. This is honestly a Protoss nightmare. Even if these Marines don't have stim or combat shield, if there is no shield battery, it's so freaking hard to deal with this. The micro just hasn't been perfect on the side of SKillous. But he's buying time for himself, so maybe it's fine. Clem did not actually see that SKillous took the vertical expand rather than the triangle. As the Cyclone does get another lock on the Phoenixes, but the SKillous does break that one rather quickly. That could have been a whole lot worse, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of feel that we kind of dodged the bullet here if we're on Team SKillous. I'm not gonna say that I like this game for him, because I really don't. Could you please change the bracket link to 24 instead of 23? I did. Pretty sure I did. Oh wait, it was... no, earlier it was 24, but it... Okay. And things are getting messed up, but I'll fix that later. Not that important. This tank sieging up and getting a couple of big shots off is more important. People have been messing with the Liquipedia today or something. Because at first it was fine, then it wasn't fine, then it was fine again, and then it wasn't fine. As the Phoenixes are flying over a bunch of Marines, Nikita not paying attention. One of his Phoenixes very low on HP. Does save it though, that's most important. And Clem was still pushing the wrong base. Widow mines are burrowed!
Double kill.
That's painful. That is obviously very painful. Alright, I can fix the link again after this game. I will fix it. We've got 6 extra gateways finishing up on the side of SKillous. The only saving grace is that Clem has tried to push this base twice. But that's not the base. The SKillous has been taken. But obviously if you play Phoenix Zealot, guys, it is super important to maintain your Phoenix count. And SKillous has just been bleeding out a few too many Phoenixes. I think it's -3 at least, but maybe 4. No, it's -3. Yeah. Protoss is a brutal race and you're not allowed to lose 3 Phoenix, but maybe we can drag like a Widowmine friendly fire shot on top of the Terran army. Clem is still kind of like attacking this Cybercore and this random gateway. It really comes down to the Widowmine hits here, guys. Maybe SKillous can get some friendly fire going. Or at the bare minimum, fight near an overcharge or lift the Widowmines. He's setting up a tiny counter. Is SKillous confident enough to send a couple of Zealots to the other side of the map? Phoenixes cannot lift the Widowmine shots, and a lot of Zealots are dying, and the Zealots will get blown up by these Widowmines. But we do have Zealots, guys, picking up some reinforcements. Clem is so quick, though. Somehow saved these bio units with a medevac. Battery overcharge has run out. We can take a look at the units lost resource tab, and that's a tab that does not lie. It's 3,100 resources going down against only 1,300. Maybe a somewhat decent fight here. Zealots are attacking SCVs now on the other side of the map, but those Widowmine shots are good once more. Clem is still working with a 30 to 40 army supply lead. And if your Phoenix count is not high, you just can't really punish the Terran army. These Zealots, I feel like they're just not in high enough numbers. I mean, SKillous is hanging in there, and the Zealot counterattack has been very solid. 9 SCVs is great. That Widowmine shot is picture perfect. What's that gateway count? It's still at 8, so that's pretty decent. Warping in another sentry right now. I mean, maybe, guys. Maybe, as another Stim is obviously going to soften up these bio units even more. We have a Big Daddy Immortal out. Very important that the Immortal shoots at Marauders. Always keep a close eye on what the Immortal is shooting at. Shooting at Marines, not very good. Shooting at Marauders, it's fantastic. SKillous is kind of running out of Zealots. Like, we're basically playing Phoenix Zealot, but we have lost all of our Phoenixes and we've lost all of our Zealots. What are we playing right now? Gateway, like Stalker Immortal. Yeah, that's just not going to do it, right? When the plan is Phoenix Zealot, but we end up with Stalker Sentry Immortal, you know, something did not quite go according to plan. A few more SCVs are falling on the other side of the map, but this Terran army is big, it's powerful, it has a lot of DPS, and it is making its way through this Protoss army. One more overcharge is not going to save Nikita here. We are finally maybe going to get some Widowmine friendly fire, but it's a day late and $1 short. GG gets called. Clem obviously off to a very good start in the best of 5 and just had a great start in this game. If it wasn't for these Widowmines in the main base blowing up the Phoenixes and maybe that initial Phoenix flying over that Marine Cyclone army, this honestly could have been very, very close. SKillous did a great job in defending, did a great job in hanging in there, even fouled some damage with the Zealot counter, but this wasn't quite good enough. Rough start for the man who's already had a lot of rough Friday nights on this channel. Let's hope it can take a turn for the best. Game 2 is going to be played on the Ancient, which is a map that Clem actually does like a lot. He often picks this map in best of 3s even against Protoss. So that doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence for SKillous, but it's also a map that I've seen SKillous play some of his finer PVTs on. So I refuse to count the man out. And he's asking if the boys are good to go. I am starting to get a little bit worried, by the way, guys, for Dortmund. We are now at minute 75 and we're still 1-1 against Bochum. Don't do it, Dortmund. Don't disappoint us, please. I cannot live with Lambo bantering me about Dortmund not winning against bottom tier teams. I don't want to see another season of Bayern winning the Bundesliga. I've seen that episode a couple of times already. Please, let's not do that tonight.
Round 2. Fight!
In the top right side of Ancient, we are looking at the main base of the guy that everyone is talking about for all the right reasons. He is the one and only.
Liquid Clem.
We are absolutely rooting for Dortmund. Did you guys see Hero today in the WTL rocking a Dortmund jacket? He was already the sexiest Protoss player on this planet, but he just won up this game. He just got even further ahead of the rest of the competition. What a man. In the bottom left side of Ancient, we are looking at the main base of our Dutch Terran player, guys, playing these games from the Netherlands. No longer at the Team Liquid headquarters, though. But he's probably a little lonely at the moment, since Reynor, his roommate, is in Italy. This is Team Liquid's SKillous. I'm feeling it, slow Iran. They're gonna bring it home tonight. Clem opening up double barracks here, guys. Double barracks as our opener here in game 2. Could just be triple Reaper into expand and then factory. I did not update the stream link yet, by the way, or the bracket link. Guys, you don't really need to use the bracket anymore. We have a best of 5 between Clem and SKillous. This is a co-main event of the evening. Winner gets $100, loser gets $25. After this, we have one more best of 5, and that is a highly anticipated best of 5 between Pig and Cats. Both of them were very eager to play. Both of them were very down. Especially Cats was just bringing a lot of positive energy. in our little private call during the Gamers Without Borders. He was super stoked to be playing some games, so I'm excited for it. It is indeed going to be Triple Reaper into Expand. SKillous has not scouted this yet, but what he will see, guys, is the timing of this CC, and that's already a great scout in and by itself. Probe could have maybe gone into the main base and actually get the confirmation that this is a double Reaper opening, as SKillous is actually going for the one opening that I told you guys that he rarely does in PvT. One gate fast expand the Robo. Okay. What is the game plan here for SKillous? I am generally not 100% sure. I'm also not sure why he does it in the first place. 3 Reapers is definitely enough to win the fight against the Adept, but the Adept is staying near the battery and that's all that matters. Okay. Somehow SKillous wants to take this fight. He feels as long as the Adept is on full HP, and this actually could be a pretty good fight. No. Clem is aware of the fact that he needs to run away. The world's earliest Robo Bay, guys. A 3-minute 20-second Robo Bay going down on the side of SKillous. Maybe he goes for the build that Hero did earlier today. He's not gonna build a Stargate, right? I don't think he is going to build a Stargate like Hero did earlier today against Cure, but Clem is finding some good damage here with his Reapers. Already getting 2 probes, make it 3. And on top of that, he gets a very good scout off. Even when you think the Reaper opening isn't much of a success because one of the Reapers randomly died to the Adept, it is turning into a bit of success. And SKillous goes for a slow warp in here. Speeds the warping up with the Warp Prism. That's kind of cute. Slow warp in from the pylon. Speedy warp in from the Warp Prism. That's kind of cool. I have rarely seen that. Saving that 1 extra second, guys. That is indeed a big brain play. I'm just not sure if this build is a big brain play. 3 Stalkers and an Adept. Obviously, that is also enough to one-shot an SCV. Stim is 6 seconds away from finishing up. This can honestly get very scary. Clem is moving out with the Marines. And SKillous is going to scout this, guys. This is such a big scout with the Observer. Please tell me you're paying attention, Nikita. We've got a Colossus coming out. The Colossus alone can probably solo that army. Hey, I'm starting to really feel this for Nikita, guys. The Marines, I think, are going to get soloed by the Colossus on the other side of the map. And the Stalkers and the Adepts are still finding a lot of damage. A little bit of Warp Prism Micro as well. Big Daddy Tank is here. Let's pick up these units and go home. Let's focus on our defense. We've got a Colossus. We've got a battery. Nothing to do here, Clem. Nothing to be gained. Clem is down 10 workers in the base. SKillous still once more. He's being a little greedy right now. Gets kill on one of the Marines. I mean, this is amazing for SKillous. Even if he does not have a Twilight Council yet, even if he doesn't have a Stargate, please don't do this. SKillous, don't do this stuff, mate. Okay, he sees it. I was worried there, guys. I was very worried. Is Clem gonna stim again? Oh my god, he's gonna stim again. He really wants that Warp Prism, and he doesn't even get it. We'll get... Okay, now the Big Daddy Colossus, but there's a tank. Mate, that Colossus could solo the army. I would have loved to see the 1 Stalker, 1 Colossus attack there. Because I think it would have been a great attack. If you just ignore the tank and you only shoot at Marines with your Colossus, it'd be absolutely cooking. Hello, I Tinker. It's mostly about solo Protoss units, right? I mean, Immortal is very often Big Daddy. Not always, but quite often. And Colossus is Big Daddy until there is a good counter for the Colossus. Literally haven't said a hell of a drug in 7 broadcasts, but that's okay, mate. You are what we like to call, mate, in the area that I grew up, a hater. And you have been one for a long time. Big Daddy Disruptor... not really, right? Because Disruptors are just always literally hit or miss. So quite rarely we will refer to a Disruptor as Big Daddy. Does save games. Also ruins games if you blow up your own Dark Templars. It is rather difficult for SKillous to always be in the right position here because he's working with a rather slow Protoss army. So you can't rely on Blink, you can't rely on a fast unit like the Phoenix to keep yourself safe. But he technically has enough units to not really take any damage in the next minute from Clem. And any good... I mean, look at the map vision. The minimap is a work of art. Pylon. Probe on patrol. Observer. Zealot in hold position. Colossus chilling at the bottom side of the map. Colossus Stalker Sentry at the bottom side of the map. And an observer on the other side. I mean, this is one way to play a PvT if you don't have Blink or Phoenix. What does SKillous have other than 3 Colossus? Not a whole lot, but he has a great economy. And if you take a look at the income advantage, you can see that SKillous has been mining more for like 4 minutes straight. He's got a shit ton of map presence too. And we still have a Warp Prism. Would be nice to unload these units. A couple of Zealots will be unloaded. Not too many SCVs will fall here, but still a couple. 1 or 2 died in the natural, and we are losing 4, 5, 6 perhaps even in the main base. Go for that one. I feel like 1 more SCV should have gone down there, but 9 SCVs in total going down. Actually quite decent. Because that Warp Prism was already very low in HP. So this is SKillous map vision from his side. Hey, why is the Nexus? What? Suddenly we have this Nexus. So I guess last game, maybe Indy hosted with a mod. And Indy forced SKillous to have a different skin. And that's why he wasn't playing with the Brood War skin. Yeah, SKillous' map vision is fantastic. If you look at Clem's map vision, he doesn't see a whole lot, right? Obviously sees his 3 bases, has a little dot moving in the bottom side of the map. But look at SKillous' map vision. It's gonna be hard for Claymore to find any damage. He's gonna have to get the job done in a straight up fight. And that's obviously still possible. Since the Terran army is better than your army. I am totally with you, Forian. Especially the hatchery is ugly as hell. And the command center is kinda ugly, but what I hate even more is that I have a hard time identifying when it's a command center, or like an orbital command, or a planetary fortress. Super freaking annoying when you attack a base and suddenly your entire army attacks a planetary. And it's being mass repaired. Like that skin is straight up cheating, man. Legitimately cheating. We've got a Disruptor being chrono boosted out. Double Forge is doing its thing as well. SKillous is getting all the important Robo Bay upgrades. Does not have Observer Speed, but if you have this much map vision, I'm not going to say that you need Observer Speed. Gonna sneak in another Robo working with 10 gateways. Meanwhile, Clem working with 5 barracks, 1 starport. This is obviously still a pretty terrifying Terran army. Clem's macro has been very solid as always. SKillous needs to be a bit careful. SKillous maybe is hoping to land a great Nova. He picked something up there where he picked up the Colossus. I thought he lost the Colossus, but he saved it. Warp Prism with speed flying deep into the main base of Clem, but Clem has plenty of buy units to take care of that. So I'm gonna focus on the main fight for a split second. Stalkers are blinking. SKillous feels that this is a fight that he can take. 1-1 upgrades versus 1-1. We need some good Viking target fire. Nice pickup with the Colossus there. Saving the Colossus for the second time with the Warp Prism. While having a... how many bases is that? 6 base setup. The 6 base Protoss against the 3 base Terran. Terran is about to go up to 4 bases though. But that was a great fight for SKillous. Especially because the tank count got completely reset. And even the Viking count took a serious hit. Pretty solid game by SKillous, guys. Going for the 1 gate fast expand Robo. Not the bolt order I see him do very often. I want to say we are lacking observers, but that's not totally true. We've got plenty of observers. Zealots splitting up, running into the 3rd base. This base is not a planetary fortress yet. First Nova connects in a pretty decent way. Immortals are kind of derping there for a split second. We're going to once more have to display some sexy Warp Prism micro. Colossus low on HP. Colossus gets saved though. More SCVs are dying on the minimap. Zealots coming in right now from the top. And that is good enough, my friends. SKillous takes the 2nd game and ties things up. Makes it 1 apiece. Very solid game by Nikita. For the man who has the worst record out of any player out there in the Big Brain Bouts, that was a very solid, great, and even creative game too. Once more, going for that early robo is definitely not his comfort zone, but yeah, he's probably feeling like switching it up. Maybe feeling that Clem is just too damn good against Phoenix openings. He wanted to go for something else. Dragon Skills will be map 3. Don't forget that Ancient is very often actually the map choice of Clem. That is a map that Clem feels very, very confident on. Hamburgers with the 18 months, let's go, mate. It's been a long day of StarCraft for me, guys. Obviously, earlier today we had WTL, so I casted 2 best of 7s, played 2 hours of ladder, took a little break, played another hour of ladder, and now we are into our 3rd best of 5 of the night. Will Pig and Cats also be streaming? Yes. They both asked me if it's okay for them to stream, and I said, yeah, of course. We even want you guys to stream it. That's awesome. Can promote the streams, can enjoy a little bit of first person. So they should both be live. I saw Pig was already on the server. He's getting ready. Obviously, I guess we play those games on... What's I guess on NA, right? I guess Pig is very used to playing on US West. And since Cats is on the East Coast, I guess US West is the most fair thing. Thank you to Karip Yora. Hope I got that right. For the 4 months. Pig has just turned on the stream. Let's go. So Piggy can start warming up. We're gonna go ahead and hop into game 3.
Round 3.
Fight!
In the bottom right side of Dragon SKillous, we are looking at the main base of the man who got the job done with the 1-gate fast expand robo. This is Team Liquid's SKillous. Very solid game from him. In the top left side, the man is probably not panicking very much yet. Tried something with the double barracks. Probably not ultra happy with how it all played out, but I don't think he really lost because of the opening. I think it was mostly the moment that the Marines moved out and he lost 10 SUVs against the 3 Stalkers and the Adept and the War Prism, and then the Marines ran into a Colossus on the other side of the map. I think that's kind of where it went wrong for this man. Representing Team Liquid, the one and only Clem, they plunge. And that is exactly how you pronounce his nickname, I believe. Honestly, very nice to be back on a Friday night, guys, and watch a couple of video games together. Tuesday, the DreamHack Masters will start. So, you guys will not have any shortage of StarCraft 2 games that you can watch. Because all day, every day, there will be DreamHack Masters happening. And there's even going to be days where we have DreamHack Masters and WTL at the same time. And then on the Fridays, we're going to have DreamHack Masters and the Big Brain Bouts at the same time. I guess on all the days that Wadi is producing, he can do WTL. So I can cast WTL. I can actually kind of stay busy. That's nice. Unless I'm casting with Wadi, then I can't do either. Skipshot is asking me percentage likelihood for player X to win. Well, it's Dragon Skills. It's TVP. So 85% for Terran. I'm joking. At this moment, true 50-50. Honestly, cannot say anything about this game. They are both opening up in a very normal manner. They are both scouting. So at this point, it couldn't be any more even. Gross Papa was happy with the way that I pronounced the family name. What can I say? French is very hard for me, but I am trying. I know Je me tire very well because it's my favorite song, but... Nikita once more going for the robo, guys. Never change a winning team. And don't fix it unless it's broken. 1-gate fast expand the robo. Nice, some replays. For DreamHack Clem. Last Monday we had a rather abrupt ending to the European Pro Tour Weekly. Now, SKillous knows Clem like almost no one else. And if you see this setup, the factory with the reactor, and you know it's Hellions, you gotta be looking for the Stargate immediately. Because SKillous wasn't born last night, and he knows that Clem absolutely loves the Hellion drop. And Hellion drop is also a fantastic build against the robo opening, guys. Because if you go 1 gate fast expand robo, you have very few units, and then the units you have are very slow. Medevacs are quick, Hellions are quick. SKillous knows that he is most likely going to get Hellion dropped, and he is looking for the starport, but he can't find it. Stalker is checking everywhere, a probe is checking everywhere, may see it, but even when you know it's coming, it's still going to be so freaking hard to deal with this, man. I would go for indeed a full wall off, man. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go full wall off then. For Nikita, he has checked everywhere. He has still not quite seen it. Medevac is gonna come in from the top right side of the main base. Oh, this is gonna hurt. We do have a battery in the main base and a natural. That's cool. SKillous, do we see it? Do we see it? We need to bring these units over. He's gonna see it now. But 4 Hellions obviously going to one-shot a whole lot. That's a lot of probes. Where is the money shot? That's the money shot right there. As 8 probes have already gone down, and even the medevac is shooting flames. It's just, unless your units are exactly where the medevac reveals itself, this is pretty much always going to happen. 9 probes going down. Medevac is still alive. Hellions going down into the main base once more. Clem is not done yet, and SKillous is in all sorts of trouble here in game 3. I legitimately almost never ever see Clem lose with this opening, by the way, guys. Against ShoWTime, he pretty much always wins with it. Maybe against MaxPax, he lost with it a few times, but that's like the only time. SKillous' follow-up is going to be some sort of an extreme zealot all-in. And I kind of like it, because trying to turn this into a macro game is completely pointless. Oh!
Absolutely perfect!
Well, guys. Well, are we allowed to dream? It is going to be a 6 or how many gateways is this? I don't even know. We're looking at, Jesus, 7 or something? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 gateway zealot all in. If the Cyclone dies to the first set of zealots, Clem doesn't know this yet, guys. Clem has no idea about this follow-up. SKillous is about as all-in as any man could ever be all-in. He's down 19 workers. But if he can show up with 12 zealots in the main base, boy oh boy does he have a chance. We are waiting for the pylon to finish up. One adept is gonna let the shade maybe finish up. Bit of friendly fire there from the tank. Here we go. All the zealots will go for the natural. They're gonna go for the bunker. Bunker is gonna get mass repaired. Bunker needs to die. The bunker does die. There are 4 stalkers. Couple of zealots coming in from the left side now too. Zealot warping in the main base as well. I'm afraid that the Terran army is too big and powerful though. It was a decent idea, and maybe there is still a tiny chance, but Clem losing 12 SCVs is completely fine, guys. I mean, it was a good try, honestly. After the absolute disastrous start, this was a good try, but it is not good enough for SKillous. Great crisis management there by Clem. Great repair on the bunker. Even if the bunker did go down, it lasted for a while. It soaked up a lot of damage, and it allowed all the SCVs to properly protect the Marines and Marauders. Claymore gets the job done here in game 3. Takes the 2-1 lead. And we are getting closer right now to that 0-6. I mean, at this point, guys, next Big Brain Bouts, I think we need to get SKillous versus Cuckoo. Because SKillous deserves a win. I am doing him dirty by giving him Europe's finest over and over and over again. Altitude is going to be map 4. Thanks for the love, Shaq. Alright. Just 26 probes. Well, he lost like 13 of them against the Hellions. That was not SKillous' plan. At least I don't think it was from the very get-go. I think that was more one of these improv strategies where, alright, with the amount of workers I've lost, I can never turn this into a normal game. So the only thing I can do is pull all the probes out of gas and just freaking full send it 8 gate 2 base all in and pray. And I honestly think that's a solid choice even if it didn't work. But it's not like SKillous is gonna play a normal macro game after losing 15 probes on a 2 base setup. You don't win games like that against Clem.
Round 4. Fight!
In the top right side of Altitude, we are looking at the main base of the man who holds the title as, unfortunately, the man with the worst record on the Big Brain Bouts. But that is obviously because I've been a bad friend to him, and I keep on giving him very tough opponents. But that's also because I rate him so highly. I know that he's amazing, and I know that he's capable of taking down anyone. Just sometimes it doesn't quite work out. This is Team Liquid's SKillous. That's honestly very sad, Slow Iron. That is very, very sad. In the bottom left side of Altitude, we are looking at the main base with the guy that everyone is talking about on match point. Ready to pocket another $100 of Basilisk. This is the one and only
Liquid Clem.
third series of the day. I said it before, but I'll gladly say it again, guys. If you appreciate the Big Brain Bouts being back and you love this event, you love the idea of random StarCraft nerds winning $500 every single Friday, please show some love to Basilisk on the socials, whether it's Twitter or Discord. Exclamation mark Basilisk in the chat. You can find all the links there. There's a YouTube channel as well, where you guys can watch all the games back. I am choking. I've got tears in my eyes. Clem is opening up with the eBay block. Meanwhile, SKillous is not quite opening up with the MaxPax, but he's opening up with something rather cheeky. It is Pylon Gate. Pylon Gate. So could this be a good old 3-gate opening? Now, he's gonna have to drop a Nexus soon, right? Otherwise all the alarm bells will go off. Clem is going to see this Nexus, but will probably realize that this Nexus is quite a bit later than it normally is. And sure, he's eBay blocking, but something is probably not quite adding up. This is Clem and his big brain, but he doesn't see it! Ho 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 ho! That's big for Nikita, guys. That is big. You can see that Clem was looking for something, because he's like, that Nexus is a bit later than it's supposed to be. And sure, I am eBay blocking, but it's still a bit odd to me. We'll still play it safe and drop a high ground CC. And he's gonna follow it up with a build that I've literally never seen lose a game. And that is the 3-Rex. Where's the Discord of Basilisk? Exclamation mark Basilisk Discord. That should work. But the link is very easy as well. It's just basilisk.gg or something. But I think this will work. Yeah, there you go. It's Basilisk GG. Clem is going to build a bunker on the high ground, and that bunker is going to keep the Reapers safe. For as far as the Reapers weren't safe yet to begin with. They're obviously very quick. So now we're going to have a very odd game. I'm not exactly sure what I would like to see from SKillous. What is even the best tech structure to drop here? Maybe it's a Twilight Council and just go Blink, right? I think just going pure Blink stock is probably your best call here. If we can get the depot, we can actually get a good scout off. The Depth Shade finishes up. One Reaper does not die somehow, some way. We have another Stalker showing up. This is honestly an epic battle over Supply Depot. Finally, a Reaper dies. Marines are on the wrong side. The Depth Shades can go in. Clem is bleeding out a couple of units, but he kills both of the Adepts. And that means that from this point on, SKillous can no longer do that shading to get some high ground vision. What is this gas all about, by the way? Why? Oh, because we never took this gas. Interesting. It's gonna drop a robo, guys. Where do we drop it? In the main base. Technically, robo first is supposed to be very good against 3-Rex, but it's very different when you got eBay blocked and you're forced to expand elsewhere. I don't know if I'm really feeling this robo. I don't know why the probes are not doing anything. Clem's Reaper is going to immediately scout the robo tech too. It's not quite good enough, I think, for SKillous, guys. He's sure he has a 5-worker lead, but he's most likely going to lose power to this gateway at the bottom side of the map. And a single Immortal is not going to save you against a bunch of Marines and Marauders with Stim. Now, if the Marines and Marauders don't have Stim, yeah, maybe you can get a good fight with a couple of Adepts and Stalkers. I'm honestly okay with SKillous just trading out units here. That's a whole lot better for the Protoss than it is for the Terran. Because that obviously means that the initial 3-Rex move out is going to be a lot weaker. I really like this trade for SKillous. As another Stalker shows up, one more Marauder will fall. That was a fantastic fight for Nikita. Legitimately a fantastic fight for SKillous. As he gets a couple of extra good shots off. Stalkers. Well, finally a Marauder has Stim, but that's literally a single Marauder. One more Marauder is going to show up, but 2 more Stalkers have shown up. And Clem is honestly starting to run a little bit low on units. But the most important thing here, I think, for SKillous is just that the 3-Rex move out that we all fear and that we've all lost so many games against is not going to happen. Because SKillous has destroyed the army before Stim and Combat Shield was ready. Honestly, that was a great fight for a couple of basic gateway units. Now, it is important for SKillous that he doesn't get too carried away and that he doesn't keep on throwing away units. Because I want to say that the era of the slow zealot is kind of over. And maybe at this point we just need to focus on getting a strong defensive army out. We have an Immortal. Maybe SKillous will feel like if Clem is just going heavy on the Marauders, we can rally an Immortal to the other side of the map. And we can keep on attacking into the natural. This is a pretty crazy game. SKillous dropping the Robaway and the Twilight Council on the 2-base setup, but that's obviously very difficult to defend 2-base setup because of the eBay block initially. Is finally going up to 3 bases, will still try to take another fight with slow zealots. I don't know how this goes. We have a sentry in the mix as well. We're going to try to drop a force field, I guess. That is a pretty nice force field if you ask me. Gets one Marine and forces the other units to stim away. We don't want to lose the Immortal, that's for sure. An expensive power unit. Clem is also going to drop his own third CC. This is the most action I've ever seen in a 3-Rex game. Oh, the Immortal got tagged, and that means that the barrier is already gone. And Clem really wants that Immortal. He gets it. There's one more Immortal showing up, though. Clem should be able to save some of these Marauders with some pickup micro, and that is exactly what he does. And with pickup micro, I mean pick up everything in the factory. Kind of thought of individual pickups, but you know, this works too. Colossus is out too now. And we're even rallying the Colossus to the other side of the map. This is the most aggressive Protoss gameplay that I've ever seen out of 77 supply. We are just rallying tech units. This is so risky though. Like, I like how a lot of these things have gone for SKillous, but he still needs to be careful. Drops a couple force fields, the Immortal will fall. Oh, we have a Colossus showing up. Can he get one of the medevacs? He cannot, because Blink is not done yet. And obviously the gateway units don't have any upgrades. Don't run into the Widow Mines! Yeah, that's an amazing Widow Mine shot. And if I was Clem, there's one more! No, Nikita! Loses 2 sentries and his entire army is low on HP after 2 Widow Mine shots. And now Clem feels confident enough to stim forward. And he's gonna wipe the floor with the army. 2 Widow Mines completely destroy. A very fun and exciting strategy of SKillous. Unbelievable, guys. 2 very painful Widow Mine shots. It was all going so well. So many things were lining up in a very exciting and fun manner. Oh. Losing the Immortal, losing the sentries, losing the Colossus even. I don't know if we can ever recover from that. And man, once upon a time said, I will never financially recover from this. I don't know how SKillous can financially recover from that. That's a big old expensive Protoss army to lose. Very random to see 2 Widow Mines have such a big impact in that phase in the game. On the army, right? Of all things. It's just not something you see very often. SKillous was clearly not expecting Widow Mines there. And after he ate the first Widow Mine shot, he wasn't expecting the second one. Now this is very good by Nikita. Gets the medevac and 3 Widow Mines inside of it. And the other one deals no damage. Can we save this army? We use battery overcharge. Are we allowed to dream as a Protoss? Nice micro on the Colossus, but the Marauders have too much damage. They get the first Colossus and they're gonna get the second one as well. It's +1 bio against a couple of Protoss units that don't have any armor upgrades. The Marauders gonna keep on stimming. There is one more battery there with plenty of energy in the back, and even if we can't overcharge it, we have a couple of extra stalkers showing up. Well, that second Colossus did not go down. SKillous barely hangs in there. Still has no forge. He's basically just going 7 gate, all the Twilight upgrades, and try to get as many units out as possible. But at this point, Clem's economy is so much better than SKillous' economy. And Clem is upgrading, even dropping the armory, so he's getting ready for +2 attack and +2 armor. It's looking rather scary, guys. It does seem that this Friday also does not belong to Nikita. I obviously was joking earlier with giving him tough opponents. Next week, Now, it's gonna take a little while before we invite SKillous, because of course SKillous will be one of the guys playing in the DreamHack Masters, but I promise you guys that the first week the DreamHack Masters is over, and we go back to inviting players with EPT points into the Big Brain Bouts, we're gonna give SKillous someone that is good, but it's not like a Lambo or a Clem or something, so see if our man can finally get a W on the board. He deserves that. He's always down to play, he's always eager to play. He did give us a lot of great moments in the Big Brain Bouts. Man, 0-6. That just sucks. Give him Cuckoo? No, that would be a bit too easy. And this time I'm not even bantering my man Cuckoo. I love Cuckoo, but SKillous is on a whole nother level. Like, Australia or Battle Booty are great suggestions. I don't know if Australia is down to play. Maybe Special, right? I think Special or Battleby. Young Yakov, maybe. Something along those lines. Baby Marine, yeah, is a decent suggestion too. Baby Marine actually has very good PvP at the moment. While Prism flies into the main base, we'll get a couple of SCVs here. Prism lives, so Clem obviously needs to be careful, right? This is still a nice job there on the Widow Mines too. The Vikings do pop, shut down that Prism. The longer this game goes on, guys, the more and more likely it is that SKillous can maybe make a super magical comeback. A couple of Disruptors and a Dream. Now, that's not quite the position I want to see the Stalkers in. I mean, the doors are wide open, guys, for this big old Terran army to stim in. SKillous is going to recall immediately. Can we get a good fight with Overcharge? Go for the left, please. What is that? Oh, no, he recalled a couple of Zealots that were left over in the main base, and that's obviously not enough to keep this armies, or to keep this base safe. I thought he was recalling this army, guys, but he recalled a couple of Zealots from the main. It was obviously pretty much impossible after the Widow Mines killed all the sentries and all the Colossus. GG gets called. Another W for Clem on the Friday night. As far as I know, guys, Clem is perfect on the Friday night. Besides the best of 5 he played against Serral. At the 10th anniversary edition of the Big Brain Bouts, we had Serral versus Clem. Serral won 3-0. But I think besides that, Clem has won every single Friday. Unless I am forgetting about one series, but... Is there some prize money for second place? Yes. So the Big Brain Bouts is for the community, is for everyone. Clem gets $100 for winning this best of 5. SKillous still gets $25 for losing. So, you know, that's still reasonable, right? That's better than playing a couple of ladder games and getting nothing for it. So, still gets $25 for this best of 5, and that's something. Is the Serral guy talented? I mean, opinions are heavily divided on that topic, but some people do seem to believe that Serral is rather good at the video game. It has potential. Thank you so much for the Basilisk Research Group gifting us another 10 subs. But above all, thanks to Basilisk for allowing me to run this event. It really sparks a lot of joy to me, and I know I make a lot of people out there happy, giving them some StarCraft to watch. I know I make the players happy by inviting them. So, thank you guys, and thank you for supporting the channel of yours truly as well. Gonna settle the prediction. 78% of you guys believe that Clem was gonna get the job done. Clem does get the job done. And that means it is time for the biggest prediction of the night. I want to see millions of channel points being wagered on this one, guys. Because it is Piggy versus Cats. Best of 5. Let's do it proper. Best of 5. Main event of the evening. That means it's a $200 best of 5, $150 for the winner, $50 for the loser. Pig, Cats. These two guys have both played in a best of 5 before. I'm gonna give you guys 15 minutes. We're gonna take a little break. We're gonna set up the servers and settings. So I think 15 minutes should be more than enough. Both of these lovely nerds have played in the Big Brain Bouts before. Pig played a couple of weeks ago. He got 3-0'd by DeMusliM. Cats played a little longer ago, maybe like 2 months ago. And Cats actually got a 3-0 victory over Fjont, who is a Swedish Zerg player. But Fjont is honestly pretty freaking good. So Cats getting a 3-0 there, that's impressive. Pig getting 3-0'd by DeMusliM, who was, by the way, way too afraid to play against me tonight. That's dicey. So a lot of you guys heavily believe in Pig. But based on those results, and the fear that DeMusliM has to play against Roddy, Cats could very well be the favorite tonight. Is Pig playing Zerg or random? I think Piggy is playing Zerg. DeMusliM is still like top 50 Europe, and he's still afraid to play against me. Can you believe that? I am so old, I can't even make it to the supermarket without being in a wheelchair. And DeMusliM is afraid to play against me. And that guy beat Pig, so I wouldn't be too certain that Pig is going to defeat Cats tonight, but let's see. I'm going to go ahead and take a little break, guys. I'll give you guys some time to get some snacks, get a drink, and get your channel point predictions in. I already see 500k versus 500k. I love it. I'm hyped. Cats also has a lot of friends that are very active pro gamers, and I'm sure that some of them have helped him a little bit to get ready for this best of 5. I love it. I'm very excited. I think it's a perfect way to wrap up a very long Friday of video games. I'll take a little break. After that, I'll be back with the main event of the evening. I'll see you guys soon.